Stories of Great Christians. From its radio studios in Chicago, the Moody Bible Institute greets its friends everywhere with Chapter 18 of Francis Asbury, the transcribed story of the Circuit Riders. The crisis which Francis Asbury had long expected had finally arrived. Banished from the state of Maryland during the American Revolution, he had spent some 20 months in Delaware, where he was allowed some measure of personal freedom. While he was able to establish a preaching circuit of 9 appointments, even here in Delaware his activity was threatened. For, added to his many other difficulties, Francis Asbury was now accused of treason. Well, we meet again, Mr. Asbury.
Yes, officer, and over the same problem, it seems. I can't say that I'm glad to see you.
You knew of my presence here in Delaware?
I was informed about it, yes.
You also know of the reason?
I have heard that it was over the question of my loyalty to the United States.
You heard rightly. That is the reason. And, of course, this same question entered into our discussion in Maryland.
If you remember, officer, I told you then of my sympathy for the colonies.
That's right. Nevertheless, I have been forced to continue the investigation because of,
Complaints?
Yes, we get many of them, about many people, and your former ties with England and chiefly with John Wesley serve to place you under suspicion.
The charge, of course, is ridiculous. Mr. Wesley begged me to return to England, and I refused. The same holds true of many of my colleagues who have been imprisoned because of similar charges. They're all loyal Americans.
I don't know about that, but as for yourself, you may rest easy. The charge will be dropped.
Dropped? Then I'm free to pursue my work?
Yes. Fortunately, in my investigation, I came across some letters you had written several years ago. They clear you completely of any charge of treason.
Letters I wrote?
Yes, 2 letters you wrote to Thomas Rankin on the occasion of his demanding that you return to England.
Oh, yes, I remember now.
You wrote that it would be an eternal dishonor for a Methodist to leave his flock without a shepherd. You also voiced great sympathy for the colonial cause. And may I add this personal word, Mr. Asbury? I have never thought for a moment that you were a traitor.
It's too bad you can't join us in Virginia this year.
Well, I'd hoped I could, William. It's been 3 years since I've been there. You must give them my love.
But why can't you come with us? You should be able to get a passport now.
Well, probably I could get one, but not that soon. Besides, I feel the journey would be too much at this time.
Are you ill?
William, it seems as though I'm always ill of something. This pain in my chest, it comes so frequently.
I'm truly sorry. Have you any special instructions for us?
Well, I have this thought about the matter. A number of preachers from the north will be going to Virginia for the conference. Why couldn't they go by way of Delaware? I'd like to talk to them about some matters that ought to be discussed at the conference.
Well, there's still time to write them all about it. I'll do it right away.
You look rather sad this time, William. Not bad news from the conference, I hope.
Well, I'm sorry to say that the conference did produce some ill will.
Oh? How is that?
First of all, let me tell you the good news. It was voted unanimously that you assume the general assistantship, so you needn't feel that you're usurping power in any way by giving orders.
Good. Now, what about the ill will you mentioned?
Well, the question of administering the ordinance came up again.
I was afraid of that.
I can't for the life of me see why that's such an important issue.
It is important, William. We're not a church. We're still only a society. Mr. Wesley says we're to receive the sacraments in the Church of England. But unfortunately, most of the Anglican clerics have fled to England. So what are our people to do? They're impatient, and rightfully so. Something should be done.
You think we should take matters into our own hands?
No, I don't. Not without consulting Mr. Wesley.
Well, the conference did take matters into its own hands. They elected a presbytery to administer ordinances and to ordain other preachers to do the same.
But, William, that's a complete break from our teaching. We shall have to discuss this matter further.
Here's some other good news, though.
What is that?
Our membership has grown tremendously in spite of the hostilities. Let's see, I have the figures somewhere. Oh, here they are. 8,577. That's our total membership now. An increase of almost 2,500 over the past year. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't include New York.
New York being in enemy hands.
Yes.
That's an increase in membership of over 40%. And, William, we must continue to advance. Next year's conference we'll hold in Baltimore. We must begin planning for it now.
You've seen the judge, Mr. Asbury.
Yes, officer.
You've made formal application for citizenship?
Yes, sir.
Means you took the oath of allegiance?
Yes, and I was proud to do so.
I congratulate you, and I admire you for your stand more than I can say. Here is your passport.
I've waited a long time for this, officer.
It's duly signed by the governor, and it will permit you to travel anywhere in the colonies.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And how do you like our new chapel, Mr. Asbury?
Oh, it's wonderful, Mrs. Triplett. So clean, so new, and I like its name.
The Lovely Lane Chapel. Yes, it is a nice name.
It's hard for me to realize that I'm once again attending a general conference. It's been 3 years, you know.
We've missed you in Baltimore. If only the fighting would stop, perhaps we'd see more of you.
Well, as long as I'm able to travel, I'll be visiting you, Mrs. Triplett. You've been a true friend and helper, and I can travel anywhere now as an American citizen. Mr. Gatch, I wanted to see you before the conference began.
So I understood.
How do you feel after your journey?
Very well, thank you. The journey was uneventful. The fighting is going on in South Carolina and parts of Georgia. Virginia is quite safe.
Mm-hmm. I also heard about the ordeal you went through.
Oh, the tar and feathering.
Yes. Is it true you're entirely blind in one eye?
Yes, my right one.
God bless you for your devotion to Christ, my brother.
Well, all of us have suffered to some extent, and I don't argue with the will of God. Why did you want to see me, Mr. Asbury?
I wanted to talk with you, Mr. Gatch. I understand that several of the southern pastors have not come to our conference. Why?
Well, they felt it would be unnecessary.
But I don't understand.
Well, to be quite frank with you, sir, they feel you've divided us into North and South. You held a special conference in Delaware to which we weren't invited.
But it was not a conference as such. It was a preliminary meeting held because, having no passport, I couldn't travel through Maryland to Virginia. And the pastors to whom I talked were en route to the South, so it didn't cause them any extra inconvenience.
I see.
Oh, you know, of course, that I'm unhappy about some of the decisions made at last year's meeting.
Yes, I know.
Honestly, Mr. Gatch, I can't feel that we have the right to set up a presbytery. After all, we're still under the charge of Mr. Wesley. And until he approves such a plan, I don't see how we can go ahead on our own, so to speak.
Well, I can understand your feeling in this matter, Mr. Asbury, but what are we to do? Mr. Wesley is a long way from here, and no word from him has been received. Our numbers are rapidly increasing, and we still remain a society within a church, and the leaders of that church have fled the country. Furthermore, we have young people growing up, sir, who are concerned about baptism and marriage. And all of our numbers are concerned about where to participate in the Lord's Supper. And this isn't a new problem, sir. We've had it since the very beginning, even before the Revolution, and nothing has been done.
Well, I understand the problem, Mr. Gatch, and I believe with you that a solution must be reached. But I don't think this is the time for us personally to decide the issue. Do you see what this has done? The conference agreed to forming a presbytery last year. Maryland, Virginia, and South Carolina have adhered to this plan, while we in the North have not. And this has divided our organization. That's not a good thing. If I'm not mistaken, your southern pastors are holding their own conference, are they not?
Yes, and we are in Manikintown, Virginia.
So we have the tremendous problem of achieving unity once again.
What do you propose?
Well, I propose that you should ordain no more, that your members should come no farther than the Hanover Circuit, that we should have delegates in your conference, that you should not presume to administer the ordinances when there is an Episcopal minister in the area, and finally, that we call a union conference to settle the issue.
I'm afraid your conditions are too stringent, sir. Our people won't accept them.
Well, then, what do you think of this? Let us suspend this so-called sacramental activity for 1 year. I'll write Mr. Wesley and ask his opinion. And we'll meet next year as one body to discuss this entire matter. What do you think?
Well, I think this would be accepted. It seems fair enough to all.
Good. Then go to Virginia and inform your brethren of this plan. We must cancel our grievances and be one body in Christ.
Are you sure you want to make this journey?
It's only a few miles, William.
But it's close to South Carolina. There's fighting.
I don't fear that. I've seen fighting before.
But you're not well. Look at the condition of your feet.
Oh, they're just swollen, that's all. I see I'm unable to mount my horse. Help me, will you, please?
I shouldn't, but... All right. Here. Easy. Now, over with the other leg. There you are.
Thank you.
And how'll you stay on?
You see that piece of rope over there? Get it and tie it around me in the saddle.
Hey, mister! Watch out! You're right in front of us!
Look at him! Face buried in a book! Walking right through our firing line!
Better hold your fire, boys! It's a preacher! I just hope the British don't get him!
Writing, Mr. Asbury?
Yes, William. I feel I haven't been busy enough in these parts.
You're up at 4 every morning. You travel 10 to 20 miles a day, and you're not doing enough?
This writing has to be done. I have many letters to write, and I'm trying to collect some hymns which our people can use.
What's this?
Oh, that's a history of our movement in America. Just move the hat and look at it if you like.
Is this your hat?
Yes, of course it's mine. Why?
Look at this hole in your hat.
That's strange. I didn't notice that.
It's a bullet hole, Mr. Asbury. It's a miracle of God that you're alive.
And so we conclude Chapter 18 of Francis Asbury, The Story of the Circuit Riders. We are presenting another in a transcribed series of stories of great Christians which come to you from the radio studios of the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago.